Well, good morning to you. Welcome to another edition of Expert Alert. I'm Jim Tabor, your host. This is where we bring in professionals from around the Gulf Coast in different lines of businesses to talk about their businesses and the services that they provide for their clientele. For the past almost a year now, we've had every month some gentlemen from Bradford O'Keefe that have been here in the studio with us, and today we welcome the president of Bradford O'Keefe, Jeff O'Keefe Jr., and also first time funeral director, David Stanley. How are you, sir?
Good, Tim. Jim, thank you.
We'll start out with, we know all about you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, if you would, David.
Well, I'm locally from here. I've been with the company now for about 8 years now. I'm a licensed funeral director here with the company, also a licensed pre-need agent as well, so able to write insurance as well with the company. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm married. Have 5 kids. So,
wow.
Yeah. under the age of 7. So.
Oh, all of them under the age of 7. Oh,
yes.
Bless your heart.
Yes. I know it.
So now, you're funeral director at any particular location, or?
So we're all, we have 6 locations here on the coast, of course. I mainly report to our Howard Avenue location in downtown Biloxi, but you know, I'm available to go to any location that any family would like to meet at. So yeah. And
as a funeral director, what are your responsibilities?
So basically, when a passing happens, you call and set up the arrangement conference with the family, and you just set up a good time for them to come in, meet with the family, kind of organize all their wishes that they would like for their loved one, and just kind of organize that as far as burial, cremation, and all that. So
okay, and we'll talk about those different choices in a minute. Jeff, the Bradford O'Keefe's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Give us some history about it, because I know we have some new people that are probably tuned in. Give us some history about it, if you would.
Well, so I am the 6th generation. I've got 2 cousins that are also working with me there at the funeral home that are part of the 6th generation. My dad, Jeff Sr., and then my uncle Justin, we both serve as the 5th generation. So this is our 156th anniversary this year.
Wow.
While we've got records that predate 1865, we felt like that was just a strong mile marker, for when really the formulation of O'Keefe, J. O'Keefe Undertaker began. Yeah, 156 years. We opened the state's first crematory. I believe it was back in the early 70s, so we've kind of been at it longer than anyone. Dad and Grandpa had realized that there was just a greater need to greater serve our community, because cremation was really starting to kind of begin around that time. So then, we realized the need to bring a crematory, here to the Gulf Coast. But then, other than that, one thing that we've always been very proud of is just to be 100% family owned and operated. It's always been under the ownership and management of the O'Keefe family, and to us it's just a great thing, because whenever we do make charitable contributions and things of that nature around the coast, it really is reinvesting back into the community.
Right.
And a lot of people take comfort in knowing that their whole family has come through us, and we kind of create those bonds over the years with the families that we serve. And
that's one of the great things too, as you said, with so many years and so many generations of working with the different families and everything, it's like y'all are part of their family now.
Oh yeah.
And so they know they can be comfortable in coming to you, and whenever there's a time of need.
Yeah, and it really is nice to create that emotional connection with families. I've got a couple of families that'll reach out to me on the anniversary of the service, even if it's just shooting me a text, and they've got a memory that popped up on Time Hop or something like that. And
right.
This was such a beautiful day. Thank you again for what you did for Mom or Dad. Or we'll just be out and about with our own families like David was talking about, and someone will approach us at the restaurant or something like that and just kind of say hi and thank you again. It's just nice to be relied upon when needed. It's nice to just to kind of have that fulfillment of putting their minds at ease.
Right, and it gives you a good warm fuzzy feeling inside that you're really helping a family or a person in this very hard time.
Yeah, and One of the things that I'm most proud of with our company, so Dave and I have been friends for a long time, like before each of us started working at the funeral home.
Yeah.
So we've been very close friends for a very long time, but we've got a lot of other families that work with Bradford O'Keefe that are also multi-generational. So we've probably got, I would say, at least 5 or 6 employees that are 25 years or more.
Wow.
That they've been with us. And some of those guys, like my dad would be, more than 25 years. Now I work with him. There's a few others that have their children that also work, with the funeral home. But I mean, we've got brothers, sisters, sister-in-laws. I mean, it really is.
Well, I know. I mean, I've had Justin and Jules on the show several times.
So it really is kind of a great family atmosphere just at the funeral home.
Now, one of the things you also do as a funeral director, David, is you sell pre-need.
Yes, sir.
And that's one of the things that we've expressed the importance of so many times.
Right.
And as you said, as a funeral director, working with a family in a time of need, whenever they do things, but it's so much easier.
Absolutely.
Whenever that family already has their arrangements made, because there's no arguing over this is what this family member wanted and mom or dad wanted whenever they passed. And, one of them saying this, one of them saying this, and which I've heard many people at different times say, well, I want to do this, I want to do this, or somebody passing, and one family member said, well, I want them to do this, and it's like, no, I'm doing this. So. And that just kind of eases everybody's mind whenever the plan is made ahead of time.
Absolutely, it makes it so much easier on family members when their loved one has prearranged with us, and basically they just come in and we let them know mom or dad or aunt or uncle wanted this, and they're just like, wow, sometimes they don't even know they came in and prearranged, and that's the benefit of it. Families really, it does make it easier on families for that.
Yeah. Do you find, you mentioned the crematorium, do you find more people nowadays are opting for cremation than the regular ground burial? Or is it, I know it's kind of a family tradition.
I think in our region, we're still around like a 50-50.
Are we? Okay.
I do find that there's been an uptick in a traditional funeral with a cremation afterward, as opposed to the actual burying of a casket. And I think a lot of that is really just a matter of, explaining the different availabilities, because just a lot of people have the visual image that a cremation is there's no service, there's no nothing, you just do the paperwork, you get the ashes later. But the notion that you can still have a traditional a viewing, a ceremony, whether it be at a church, at the funeral home, the whole notion that all of that is still available to you, I think, is giving a lot of people peace of mind.
Yeah, and I've seen that before. My former mother-in-law, whenever she passed, she was cremated automatically, but there was a visitation, a family get-together and everything at the funeral home and everything. So, but as you said, there is that option that you can have a viewing first and then followed by the cremation.
And I was going to add, in the realm of the pre-need, like David was referring to, just about all of our funeral directors do write pre-need as well. So if for any reason a family may just walk into one of our facilities, without an appointment or anything to that nature, just about anyone that's there is going to be able to help them, if they are wanting to initiate a pre-need.
Right.
And then on the other hand of that, what we're finding is a lot more people are moving to this area from other areas. So it's not uncommon for people to want to transfer their prearrangements to Bradford O'Keefe.
And I was going to get to that too. In a few moments, you read my mind. If people that are moving into this area from out of state, can they transfer?
Absolutely. So the way that generally works is, the funds are already in place. It's just a matter of assigning which funeral home is going to fulfill everything, when that time of need comes. And what we've also been finding here lately is just with different ownerships changing with different funeral homes, around the area and everything, there's been a lot of people contacting Bradford O'Keefe like, hey, we know who you are, we know that you're not going anywhere, so they've been wanting to transfer over that way.
Been around 156 years?
Yeah.
Not going anywhere anytime soon.
No.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for being here with us again, if you would. David, it's a pleasure meeting you,
yes,
and I'm sure we'll see y'all around here sometime soon. Again, if you have any questions or anything, you can call the number on your screen, set an appointment with the funeral director or one of the pre-need counselors, and Give yourself some peace of mind. They'd be happy to do that from Bradford O'Keefe Funeral Homes. We'll see you next time.
If you have a question for any of our experts, go to WLOX.com and click on Expert Alert. For a list of any of our upcoming experts, go to WLOX.com and click on Expert Alert.